Peace and blessings, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of Spotlight. I'm Reggie Wenker, and we have members of the New Life Baptist Church, New Life Foundation, and the Save the Seed Center this evening. And we're raising funds for Tortola Child Rescue and Education Center in Nairobi. And it's a long-awaited dream of the New Life Foundation, the Baptist Church, who's been to Africa several times and saw the needs of the young people in Africa in the slum of, Gobungo. Yes. And we saw our little brothers and sisters struggling, not having a lot of the things that we take for granted, and we think that it's time that we give them some help. Now, the New Life Foundation, Save the Seed Center has been doing tremendous work in the BVI. Young people have a place where they can go and get all kinds of support services, social services, recreation facilities, help with homework, learn dance. A lot of things going on in the foundation we're going to learn about tonight. So there's a lot of contributions being made by the Baptist Church and New Life Foundation to the people of the BVI. There's a lot of contributions being made to the region, the Caribbean region. As we will see, we will show you some slides of the work of the foundation in the BVI and in the Caribbean region. And of course, we will show you what's going on with the Tortola Child Rescue and Education Center in Nairobi. We're going to have some lots of good discussion, perhaps a little entertainment, and we're going to ask you to give generously. I know many of you give to organizations, Christian organizations all over the world. A lot of preachers on the Channel 21 always begging for money. I know a lot of you send money to those organizations, and that's great. But now here you have a homegrown organization that's reaching out as evangelists, actually, and missionaries. I mean, you know, PVI got missionaries, right? Who would have thought? Missionaries are reaching out to other places in the world and offering help not only at home but abroad as well. And we need your support. We need for you to make generous donations to the New Life Foundation and to the building, the completion of the Tortola Child Rescue and Education Center in Nairobi. We're going to take a break for a word from our sponsors. When we come back, I'm going to come back with Bishop John Klein, Ms. Emily Welch, and Shayna Smith, and we're going to talk about the New Life Foundation, show you some slides about some of the things that's been going on in the Caribbean region, and start to give you the phone number so you can start to make your contributions to the New Life Foundation and through the New Life Foundation to the Tortola Child Rescue and Education Center in Nairobi. Keep it locked right here at the Spotlight. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, the BVI Tourist Board, and CCT Global Communications.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I want to welcome my guest, Bishop John Klein. Good to have you. Good to see you. How are you?
Yes, sir. I'm good.
Good. Miss Emily Welch, it's good to see you as well.
Thank
welcome
you very
to Spotlight.
much. Thank you.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
And my good sister Shayna Smith.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good to see you as well.
Thank you.
Y'all doing some really big things, some really good work. I've been to the Save the Seed Center. It's a tremendous accomplishment for the church and for the community. I'm encouraging people to go down and take their kids down, go down and have some fun. You have a basketball court, play basketball there, had a lot of fun doing that. Didn't score any points.
Well, that wasn't the league game that they had. Okay.
The over 40.
Yeah.
Right? I had a bad reputation. Everybody was telling everybody how well I could play, not knowing I couldn't play.
You didn't deliver.
And everybody defending me and can't make a shot. But it was fun. It was good. It was good to be there. It was really a nice, exciting environment. bowling alley, you know, and it's really good. What's the genesis of the New Life Foundation?
The genesis of the New Life Foundation was something that I believe God put in my spirit around 2006, to stretch our arms beyond what the church can do, and also to take away the religious element. When I say religious, in terms of the religion walls that we build up. When people know if you're a Baptist or you're New Life, you know, they tend to shy away, or even people who would give to a foundation, but if it's a church, then they won't do it. So it came into my spirit that we wanted to do more because the need was so great. The church has been involved in charitable giving throughout the Caribbean, in Africa, since about 2001. So, and I wanted to see how we can get the greater community, the BVI, involved in doing more than church work, but we can do community work that we can impact the lives of our community on a number of different levels, whether it's environmentally, educationally, you know, socially, help those in need. It was just a whole scope. So that's where the idea for the foundation came from, because we wanted to expand our reach beyond just a church or religion, and reach into the community, reach beyond our community, and wherever we see a need, be in a position to meet that need.
Well, I'm happy about it, really, as a citizen of the territory, because I've been fussing at the church for 17 years. You know, that the church, you know, just like you are building monuments to God. You know, you build this nice big church with air conditioning and latest technology and nice comfortable soft seats. You want to fall asleep when you come there.
No, you're in front of church.
Exactly. Not gonna happen.
Not the Baptist church, right? Not the Baptist church.
Don't fall asleep.
Yeah, but you know, the comfort. You know, I'm speaking in terms of comfort and luxury. And then, you know, everybody wanted, you know, you got one church spring up and, you know, nice church, and everybody, oh, well, he gonna get all the members, and then there's like a competition, then there's a business, and I'm saying, wow, look at this. And the community,
focus.
And look at the community is suffering, and the church is making all the money and putting up, you know, God is looking down and saying, wow, you know, I'm doing great down on the Tortola with all these buildings, you know, jokingly. But so I'm really excited about it, and that's why I support the idea, and I'm happy to be a part of tonight's fundraiser, because I think it's worthwhile. It's an important step that we need to support. We need to get other churches to do similar things as well, and the churches need to come together as one church and support each other in building the community, not just physically, not just in terms of helping the poor people and developing youth, but in terms of keeping the moral fiber of the society intact. You know, and I'm hoping that would happen. So this is great for me. Emily, you are a board member.
Yes.
What is your role? What part do you play in the foundation?
Well, as a board member, we are the ones who actually direct the activities of the foundation. Primarily, the vision for the foundation is wellness for all. And we're not just talking about health wellness, we're talking about complete wellness, whether physical, mental, social, emotional well-being, all of those play a part. And our mission is basically to improve the communities by promoting and inspiring health and wellness, thereby creating a higher quality of living for all. And we're talking about everyone across the community. It doesn't matter who you are, what religion, what socioeconomic background, what cultural background, but everybody, whether you're a belonger or someone who lives here but works here, anyone. Wellness is a state of optimum health and well-being, and we find that we think that it's achieved through the active pursuit of good health, and we're promoting several different activities to gain good health within the community.
And some of those activities, because that was my next question, I was hoping you wouldn't answer before I asked.
Okay.
Well, what are your methods to fulfill that vision and the mission?
Well, we've done several different things. We've done a series of wellness lectures. We've had several different health professionals in the community. We've had Dr. Howard Berg as a chiropractor. He came and spoke to a group. Anyone was free to join. I mean, they're completely free, about how to raise a healthy and vibrant child. We had Dr. Hesketh Vanterpool came and spoke about how to keep your heart healthy and ways to maintain that. We've also done, we co-sponsor because we collaborate with quite a few of the different organizations through the community. We do every month what we call a Wellness Wednesday, where we participate with the insurance company Colonial BVI and Village Key Marina, and Dr. Berg as well joins us for what we call Wellness Wednesdays. And you can stop by. It's usually right there outside Doc Master Deli. There's samples of healthy foods that Doc Master provides, and there's pamphlets and information about health and specific things. Like, for instance, tomorrow we're doing one which is specifically centered around women's health and issues that women in particular are looking for. Another one of the programs we do for youth is our reading program. The second Saturday of every month at the Save the Seed Energy Center, we collaborate with the public library, and we invite children of any age, basically reading age, to come in. And when they come in, they sign up with the library. The library donates several books, and we've had a couple of teachers come in. The children are assessed, their reading levels. Those that need help then are coached, broken up into different groups. And right now we've had over 80 children that have participated in that. So those are some of the activities we've done. We have a Facebook page. We send out healthy tips every week to a growing list of people who we've been in contact with. So
you're doing a lot of work. You're doing a lot of work. I want to encourage you I want to encourage you to partner with the BVI Reading Council.
Yes.
And because every Saturday, we have dads reading to children in the library and in Eastern London Community Center,
right?
All through the year, and that might be. So I don't know how the collaboration would work, but that's a detail.
Exactly.
Yeah. So but one of the things that I have learned over the years, particularly living in America, is that everyone wants to be the boss. So instead of joining another organization and giving your talent to that organization, you go form an organization of your own. So you got a whole bunch of little organizations doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that here. Not that I have any control over anything, but this is just express express wish.
I can say it.
Yeah. And an express wish that we don't fall in that trap, that we can unite with each other.
Absolutely.
and help each other to do this, to fulfill the same goals and the same vision and the same missions.
And it has a multiplying effect, because then we already have a small pool of resources. So by combining resources, we're able to have a greater impact by having those combined forces.
Absolutely, you're bigger. I mean, if you got 80 people and the Reading Council got all the bunch, and that now you got double, and
exactly.
You got a bigger organization, and then you could manage it perhaps differently and better, and it grows, and and the society benefits. And I think it's a great job, and this is what is so important about the New Life Foundation and the Save the Seed Center. All of these projects, and we know Shayna and you could attest to this perhaps even better than Emily, that we got an NHI coming on stream, and we know that an important component of the national health insurance is prevention of disease.
Yeah, that's the best health policy.
That's the best health
policy.
You know,
Prevention.
prevention of disease. And we want to make sure that the population gets that information that enables them to change their behavior. Because one of the things that we sometimes don't realize is that when you want people to change their behavior, you have to tell them what to change to. You know, we always say, oh, we need to do this, and we need to unite, we need to stop doing that, and stop doing this, and stop doing that. But then what should we do? We don't know what we should do. So when you don't know what you should do, you only could be frustrated and continue doing the same thing you've been doing all the time. So, you know, it's great to be saying, to be telling us exactly, and especially with the healthy foods, and knowing, even identifying what healthy foods are is an important step. So I think that's a great thing. We want to encourage you. We want to encourage you to call. This is a fundraising event. You know, I know Shane would like to call it a telethon.
Yeah, it's a fundraising.
But it's a fundraising event, and we do want to raise some funds to send to help to build the center, the Tortola Child Rescue and Educational Center in Nairobi. As you can see, our brothers on that's in the picture and one of the part of the background here. Those are some of the kids that benefit, and there's a lot of benefit. This is something, John, that you have. This is a continuation and expansion.
Yes.
Where are you? Where are you so far?
Yes. And for those watching a brief history, you know, we want to give you as much information as possible. We also want you to call and make your contribution. In 2003, 2004, somewhere there, we took a group of about 26 of us, and we were in Nairobi and in Uganda, Kenya and Uganda. And when we saw the school that they were, my first trip there in 2001 was just dirt, some galvanized, some sticks holding it up, and some children in there with a blackboard and, you know, just in their old raggedy clothes learning. It just rested upon my heart. Then I came back, I told the church the story. They got involved. In 2003 or 4, we led a delegation of BVI landers. I had the Richardsons from the Methodist Church, the Bowens, they went with us. I had Miss, what Marita, the mother name from Virgin Gorda? I don't remember. Marita Headley's mother from Virgin Gorda. She was on the trip with us. And we all went there. And it was between the Bowens and the Richardsons who gave us the $7,000 to buy the extra plot of land that we are now erecting the school on. So truly it's a BVI initiative. And they were very active in sponsoring children. We finished constructing a school that they started, and they will see in the picture later on, that is what's called the Tortola. They first called it the Tortola Gracious Academy, and then they later changed the name to the Tortola Child Rescue and Learning Educational Center. We finished built that, and that's full to its capacity, because when we went in, there was 30 children. Now we're up to about 290, 300 depending, and needs for expansion. So on that piece of land that was bought, we've erected the columns when we were there 2 years ago, and we're getting ready to tie the ring beam, and then by the time we get there in July, we want to be casting the slab. So that's where we are. It takes steel, it takes blocks, it takes concrete, we got to do this by hand. The building is 60 by 80, so it's a pretty large slab that we have to spend a day casting. They said they can do it. I don't know how they're going to do it with mixers, but I am believing we can. And so that's where we are right now. And it's, you know, like any building, the hardest part is getting the slab cast, and then you can start erecting the blocks and put on the roof. So that's where we are. That's what we're trying to raise the funds to do. We are looking to raise between now and time we leave in July about $30,000. Of course, there's more beyond that, but this is our target right now, and with that we will be able to cast the slab, buy all the steel, all the equipment, pay all the labor. There they work for about $2 to $3 a day. So we have about 26 people hands on deck when we're there for that week, and payroll still sometimes doesn't go over $200 or definitely not over $300. So
$30,000 to go quite a way.
Quite a ways. Mostly into material, the concrete for the slab, the steel work. You have to build it strong so it don't crumble, and it lasts for a while. So that's where we are now, and we are looking to go back. We leave on the 11th of July with another delegation, small delegation, and we invite people to come with us.
Okay, cool. Now, Shayna, you're the manager of Save the Sea Center, Energy Center, which is, of course, comes under the New Life under the foundation, New Life Foundation. And I spilled the beans and tried and already gave out some of the.
You were so excited about being there.
Yeah, I was so excited about, you know me. I get excited. To spread the word. I get excited. I can't stop talking.
Yeah, I know.
You know what it is. You know me a long time.
Yeah. But actually, I just took up this position recently in February, and I'm really excited about it because the Energy Center, we opened it in 2012. So it's basically just over a year old. And, we're ready to take it now from that infancy stage into that next level. It is basically perceived as being the vehicle through which a lot of the work that the ministry and the foundation is going to do in terms of looking at holistic development. So, the church ministry would handle the spiritual side of the house. But now when we start looking at things like the physical, the mental, those are the things that we're looking at it as being a resource area, so to speak. So we have a gym that's up on the top floor, great equipment. We have our exercise room. We're looking at expanding the different types of classes that we have. Also in terms of having workshops or seminars about, again, healthy living, what that looks like from a physical standpoint. Because as a culture, we shy away from exercise, even though, our grandfathers were probably more physical than us, even us now.
Well, they were hard workers.
Yeah.
They didn't exercise. Yeah, they didn't exercise.
Yeah, but they had that physical activity.
They worked hard.
Yeah, right? And that was something where they were healthy as a result.
Yes.
But, because we've adopted this more sedentary lifestyle, we actually have to make a more intentional effort now to actually make sure that we take care of our bodies by way of physical activity. So, with that in mind, we have the 6-lane bowling alley. We have the gym, the classes. We're also going to be offering personal training in that regard. Indoor basketball and volleyball court is also a part of the setup we have. We're also home to the Adagio Dance School. They recently came on board late last year. And we have ENA catering in the Energy Cafe. So we're also going to be looking at the menu and our offerings there. A lot of people know Alvara and her husband Emmett, from what they've been doing as far as a catering, but now they're actually there with us at the Energy Center.
And we're looking at healthy foods.
Yes.
Yes.
That's to add that element to the menu.
Add to the menu.
Add to the menu.
Because we go in there, we still have chicken and barbecue ribs and macaroni and
so
cheese.
We still have the traditional menu, but we're also going to make sure that we have those healthy living.
You got to make that transition slowly.
Yeah, those healthy living in terms of the wraps and the sandwiches and those types of things.
Salads.
We also have the New Life Daycare and preschool. Actually, the preschool is in the Energy Center now as part of it because it's grown from the first space where it was in the learning center next door. And we've been doing a lot of things in this first year as far as having fitness program, different sports league. Probably the most popular one would be the one where we partnered with the Honorable Julian Fraser for the basketball league during the summer. We've done a basketball camp last year as well. This year we're looking at, I think it's some type of music camp is also going to be hosted. So we have a lot of things in terms of planning what we want to do because we want to have a family-friendly environment. That's one of the key things. We have a play area, so folks can bring out the whole family on a Sunday afternoon, bowl, the kids play in the area, get something to eat, and everybody be there.
And regularly people come in and exercise, build their bodies.
The gym's open every day.
Dance and play basketball.
So there's a lot of activity just in that little space. So it's still one of those I'm working on primarily in the next couple of weeks in terms of the advertising, because I'm finding a lot of people, they're not sure as far as what's all in there.
Right.
So we have to make sure we start spreading the word to, let people know it's not about the church, but this is something for the community. It's basically a community center.
You don't have to be a member of the church to join, to come.
This is for the community. So anybody and everybody is welcome to come to us at any time.
And there's some great programs. Now, you also been doing, the foundation's also been doing some work in the region, in the Caribbean. Talk to us a little about the work you've been doing in the region, in the Caribbean.
Our closest project to home, other than the BVI, would be St. Kitts, where we work there with a juvenile delinquent boys home, who are too young for prison, but need some discipline, and so they get thrown out of school, and then there is a home that they are housed in and schooled in, and we work closely with them to make sure they have some of the things they need, and on a regular basis we send stuff to them. We've done stuff with Haiti for the Haiti crisis, when we were able to donate $20,000 to the, I don't know what you call it, the BVI Haitian delegation or something like that. We didn't go ourselves, but we were very conscious that the Haitian people are our Caribbean neighbors, and we didn't want to be seen, of course, not just this, but we want to know that we are helping near as well as far. And we've done stuff for the people in St. Vincent when there was a crisis there. So every opportunity that we can get to give, that's what we do. We reach out our hand and we give, because the Bible says that he that lendeth to the poor, or he that giveth to the poor, lendeth to the Lord, and the Lord will repay him for his good deeds. So when we reach out our hand, it is not so much that we do it to get back, but there is a scripture that supports that if you do not leave the poor undone, God will make sure that you don't go undone.
Yes. I can attest to that.
Amen.
Yeah. I'm a testimony to that, and that's great. So you've been in St. Kitts, you've been helping out in Haiti, and you've been helping out in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and you can see some of the pictures on the screen of some of the places that.
Yeah, this is in Nairobi.
No, that's in Vincent.
That's in Vincent.
Okay.
Oh.
In 2000 and.
Oh, this is the blind
2012.
home. This is a blind home. We went in St. Kitts where we donate some stuff, and we were ministering. We gave them canes, walking canes. I think there was even one guy with a guitar who wanted a guitar, and we gave him the guitar. But this was a really, really good trip that we were able to visit the poor people's home, the blind home, and a home for the boys' home. And this was a very, very, very good and fulfilling trip for us.
Okay. The numbers are on the screen, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, and we want to appeal particularly to the Christian community in the Virgin Islands. And I know a lot of you donate to every place else. I happen to notice to be true that when you see the no, I'm not going to say that. When you see the ministers on television, Benny Hinn and Hagee and all those, and Creflo Dollar, Creflo Dollar, Creflo Dollar, giving, asking for donations. You donate freely. When some people have their little prayer cloths, that supposed to enhance your praying ability. You give to those freely, buy those prayer cloths and so on. This is an opportunity. This is, as you can already see, the New Life Foundation, Life Baptist Church, through the New Life Foundation and Save the Seas Center, is already done tremendous work in the community and in the region. How old is it, the foundation now? Can't be more than 2 years, right?
Well, the foundation was originally set up and incorporated as a nonprofit organization in late 2011. So we've completed 2 full years, and now we're into our third. That's remarkable.
And I also need to mention, I forgot, one local project that we do have where we're also getting our young people involved, where Dr. Simmons, who is the head of our children's church ministry at New Life Baptist Church, she has started a partnership with the Family Support Network, where every month the kids they're asked to bring food, non-perishable goods that they are donated towards the pantry. So this is something that, again, we're, starting from even with the children, getting them involved in terms of, humanity work, community service work as part of their, their Christian walk.
Right, and I know you're not only donating food, but you're donating certain clothing as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just a all around donation and giving. And making sure that wherever there's a need,
being your brother's keeper.
Being your brother's keeper, yes, exactly. So we need to help the foundation to be good brothers keepers, and give a donation. Anything that you have, anything that you can give. I'm not gonna name any figures. I'm thinking like $1 million. I mean, I'm thinking like a couple of $1,000s, but I'm not gonna name any figures. Just tell you what I'm thinking.
I think it's important for people to know that the work we are doing, that any little bit helps. Like, I asked our church to give $5 a month. So every last Sunday in the month, we collect $5 on behalf of the Africa Mission. And like Sunday, someone walked up to one of the fundraising members and gave them a check for $500 and said, this is for Africa, which we truly appreciate. But we understand that people have their own needs and their own bills and so on. So we don't press them for,
large
big money. But if you can bring $5, $10, $20, $100,
a steady amount.
A steady amount. That helps us over time to build and do the work that we are doing. Keep doing the work that we're doing. So we encourage you to partner with us. Anybody wants to sponsor a child or sponsor a family, it costs about $200 a year to send a child to school. That will include one lunch every day when they go to school, their uniform, it pays for their uniform, and all of the books and supplies they need, plus their school fee. So $200 a year can support a child. So anybody, we have people in the community who does it, who are interested in doing it. If you can't call tonight, you can call the church, because this is an ongoing work. And we say partner with us, because trust me when I tell you, I know there's needs all over the world, but this need is so great. When you have a child or a family of, let's say, 5 or 6, and maybe 2 of the children are orphaned because their parents died from AIDS or something, and they're raised by their aunt or their uncle, and sometimes when it gets so hard, they have to eat every other day. So about 3 will eat today and skip a day, and then the other 3 will eat, and then they have to rotate the days they eat because food is so scarce. That's how bad it is. So when you sponsor a child to go to school, that ensures that child gets 1 meal a day at least. They're guaranteed. So it's a great work.
I want to talk to you, Emily, as a member of the board, about accountability. And we, many times we have fundraisers and and we never get an account of what happens to the money, how it's spent, and what benefits it has done over the time. And I'd like to let the public know about the accountability of the foundation. What measures are in place to ensure that a considerable portion of what is collected, because we know in all organizations there's administrative costs, but that we know that a considerable portion of the donations are going to meet their target.
Yeah, well, we obviously, as a nonprofit organization, we are registered with the government, and we do follow the guidelines that the government has set in place. We have a full compliance policy in place, which lays out all the specific procedures that we must go through when we do collect donations, when we collect monies in, and then where we spend them and what we do with them. So, I mean, we are very transparent. Our accounts are readily audited and reviewed, so there's no concern about that. I mean, we're quite available.
And as part of the law, you're required to make your accounting records public and make sure that persons, annual reports are published and persons
Absolutely.
know exactly where their contributions have gone.
Yes.
So and I think I need to say that so that the persons, the community watching,
Yes.
and who want to give can feel secure in knowing that this is a very, very serious organization. As you could well imagine by now, you have to know by now that this is one minister has put it, this ain't a pian organization. that this is a very serious organization with a board of trustees, a board of governors that making sure that things are done the correct way, that the money is spent for what it's earmarked for, what it's targeted for, and you can rest assured that your contribution is being put to the best use possible. So feel comfortable to give, knowing that your contributions are going to where it says it's going to be spent, and that you're going to be part of doing the great work that the foundation is doing. The numbers, of course, are on the screen. And also, if you want to call us at the discussion table right here, we could have our number come up as well. And you can call us and you can ask a question about what we're talking about the project, about the foundation, about giving, about some of the activities, whatever it is you want to ask about the New Life Foundation and the building of the center in Nairobi. You can feel free to call us as well, and I hope that you can get that number up on the screen. There it goes, 446-1949, 446-1949. You can call us and ask us any questions you want. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to be talking to some other guests. Bishop Klein is going to remain with us. We're going to be talking with Benji Fonseca and Donna Klein Thomas. Hopefully they have arrived already. We can continue to ask you for your donations. We want to really for you to really participate. This is a worthwhile cause. As you can tell, there's some great work being done here in the BVI. So it's not you can't say that we're helping everybody all over the world and we have needs here. As you heard Shayna talk about the Family Support Network, with all the work that's being done with the kids and the young people in the center. So this is a really all-encompassing foundation that's really geared specifically towards saving the seed. We're going to be right back. Don't go away.
Spotlight is brought to you by Tortola Concrete Limited and H. Lavely Stout Community College.
Welcome back to Spotlight. Of course, you're looking at a clip of the trip to Nairobi, Kenya. We'll talk a little about that, but I want to introduce my new guest, Donna Klein, and Benji Fonseca, and y'all are part of the trip that went to the mission that went to the missionaries. You're part of the missionary team that went to.
Well, I was invited by Bishop Klein to come go with him.
Okay.
So I'd like to thank you, Bishop Klein, for taking me on this long journey. If I knew it was that long, I wasn't going to go anyhow. But you caught me off guard.
You caught you off guard.
Yeah.
But you had a good time. I mean,
I had a good time, yes, but I had a bad time too.
Okay. In terms of how?
Like watching the little children's eat all the drains and stuff like that. But they're so polite. You have some money, you give them, they'll take out two and give him. He'll take out two and give. They'll pass it around.
They share.
Yes. They share the money. They won't keep it all for himself.
So you were inspired by that?
Yes. I was inspired by that.
But
Yeah.
Saturday night at the same time.
But sad at the same time.
Yes, watching the little children them. I saw it on TV, but I never really look at it like when I saw it with my own two eyes.
Yeah.
I can't explain it to you unless you've been there for yourself and see the property there, you know.
Yeah.
And when I got back to the hotel, I cried and I asked if we have a God,
Yeah.
you know, because to watch those little children, to be there in the school and they greet you, that won't break your heart.
How under the circumstances?
Yes.
How nice they are.
How nice they are, yeah.
Yeah.
And the church, oh my God, the church was a different story altogether by itself. But we make it through.
When you say the church, you mean the church there?
Yeah, it's it's close to a garbage dump and a drain outside of it, and it's real filthy and sewage. But besides that, the people them praising God, man.
Yeah.
They may care about the scent,
They came out nothing.
Nah,
Because the scent is high.
the
very
scent
high.
is real high, and they're jumping up and praising God, and that have me amazed. I'll let I say something. I'll come back at that.
What was your experience like that?
I've gone twice, and I cry a lot. I cried a lot, but I also gave a lot, helped a lot. I wasn't scornful at all. I learned a lot. This particular type of poor nation, these poor young people and these children, like Benji said, they're very well behaved. It shocks
Yeah.
me, especially as an educator, one who's taught for 20 years. It just overwhelms
So it's like
me.
we have so much, but we
Yeah.
have so little.
Right. It's
And,
unfortunate.
Yeah, and they have so little, and they have
but
so
have
much.
so much.
Yeah.
In their articulateness, their demeanor, their posture, their exuberance. They love what they're doing, and they love learning. I mean, they eat learning up. Education is big there. So I was just overwhelmed. I was crying for everything, but still active, busy, helpful. I'm doing my work.
But
But yeah, I did cook.
Yeah.
I do cook, and I can.
that's true what you say.
Just in case the nation doesn't know. That's too well in the pot. However,
I think we look at
then again, you can say poor people, Africa, they might eat anything. My food was good.
They look at you and say, she can't cook. She never cooked a day in
That's
her life.
pathetic. Isn't that pathetic as much as I like to
You're
eat?
just too clean and well done to be cooking and be in the
Right.
kitchen, right?
To be honest with you, I would encourage everyone to give, even if it's a little, because it went a long way. I can tell you, $5 can bless a family for probably 2 weeks. I kid you not. Am I right?
Yes.
$5 can bless a family for 2 weeks. So please, if you have $5, just call and say I give him $5. You're gonna bless somebody for 2 weeks.
That's a great
So
great idea.
please, and listen, let me tell you, they're not greedy, like Benji said.
They
If
share.
you have coins
Yeah.
and you don't throw it at them because they're not dogs, not animals.
Yeah.
But if you give a handful of coins to one young boy or one young girl, they know who they're gonna,
They share.
because
share.
they can get in trouble for going home with more than their share.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
It's discipline. It's awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
If you go home with too much, you might end up with none because that was wrong. And don't hide it.
Wow.
So-
That's tell us what we were seeing. I don't think a little bit what we're seeing there on Bishop.
What you're looking at, this is the Tortola Child Rescue and Learning Center School. This is one class, because the class, like I said, have up close to 300 children, and this particular class now is doing a little singing and performing for us on that day. So what you see them doing, they were reciting something. It has a lot of Tortola in it because they call the school Tortola. That if they say where you go to school, they would say Tortola. That's what they say. And so their uniform, if you get a close look, you would see that some of the uniforms, like that little girl sweater is torn, and you see they have the sweater on because it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold from about May to about the first couple weeks in August. It's really chilly. Even we have to wear coats when we are there. So the sweaters are there, and some of them are torn. Their shoes are messed up, and so right now they're really dressed to impress. They want to dress to perform for us. So that's what's going on with that particular clip.
Yeah, and that's really important, because now we getting the actual look of how the money is being spent, what the donations are accomplishing, and I think it's important for you to see this and for you to understand that we are breaking the people at the BVI Tortola, because when you go to Nairobi, yes, it's the New Life Foundation, yes, it's the New Life Baptist Church, but the name Tortola has been as you represent the country.
I represent the country.
Yeah, the name Tortola is established there now.
And you know something, one of the things, and we're gonna bring in one of the kids that was adopted out of the school by Dr. Simmons. But one of the most interesting things she asked me the other day was, I took him sailing on the boat, and just give him a thing, have him for lunch over the house, and she said, "Are you really black?"
No, I shouldn't laugh.
Yeah, you laugh already.
I don't laugh already. Yeah, but they're funny
because what they're used to seeing in their neighborhoods to give out stuff are people of the lighter pigmentation. That's who they see. They don't see us kind. So they don't associate what we're doing with being black or being one of them. So it's quite sometimes a shift, especially for the children, to understand that we have the capacity to help them.
Wow.
So it's just a real, so like
it's
you
an
said,
amazing experience.
Yeah, we represent the country. We don't go to represent New Life. We go as a delegation from the BVI. This time we have a few other people that are not members of our church going. And last time we took a contractor with us to ensure, because they didn't have the skills, the necessary skills to line up the building straight and to get us, the levels and all of that. So we made sure we walked with one of our contractors. My brother made him available to us, and we were able to line it out really good. So we know we have a good foundation.
Okay. So far we've only collected about a couple of $100, and it's good.
Keep giving, keep giving, keep giving.
It's good. It's good because now you figure a couple of $100. That could hold a few families for a couple of weeks.
Well, that pays payroll of about 25 people for the whole week. So that's payroll. They working every day.
They work for $5 a day. Is that correct?
3 to 5.
Yeah.
3 to 5.
So we already made about a week's payroll, right?
Yeah. This is the site there that we started. We are much further along, but this is when we originally started. And this is the contractor actually in the site there.
The black hat.
With the black hat. The bald head is mine. But you see we have on coats.
Yeah.
But right now, if you see this site, there are columns up, all that dirt is removed, and they do it by hand. I got a big bald head.
So it's a hand mixer.
It's a hand mixer. I didn't think that was your head.
It's a hand mixer.
Hand mixer, chisel.
Yeah.
Hand chisel. I mean, I hired a jackhammer.
Yeah.
For a couple of days because I couldn't imagine how they're gonna get these rock crack with a chisel and a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand it.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna waste my time here today.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can find a jackhammer.
They'll get to do
They'll
it.
get
Take
to
a long
do it,
time.
but it'll take
a long time. Yeah.
There's some guys tying steel. So this is now, by the time we left the last time, we were able to accomplish all of that. This is part of the first building that we built. So this is us tying up the steel for the columns to be erected and casting them.
Don't mind, he looks sad. That's a happy baby.
Happy.
Yes.
And we want to continue to appeal to the Christian community, because this is Christian work.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, this is Christian work, and I think the churches and the various denominations need to look at this as part of their outreach program. You know, because you know this is something that I think that all Christians should be proud of, and know that there's a mission. There's a mission.
That's Benji.
Yeah, that's Benji. There's a mission. There's a mission on the Tortola coming. There's a mission. A mission going out.
Yes.
You know, like how you have missions from other parts of the world. The BVI has a mission that's going out and helping not only locally but the international, the regional and international community as well. And I think I'm calling on all those church members. I know you give to other organizations in the States and all over the world that you see on television. And then tonight is an opportunity to give your own, your own Christian brothers and sisters who are making a significant impact in the BVI, in the region, and in African community. So please give. Continue to call us and give in every little bit. As you can hear, $5 can sustain a family for a week, and certainly we could afford it. We could afford $5. Every $5 you could send tonight will count. Will go to a family to sustain a family for a week. So continue to give. If you have any questions, the number our number is there as well. It's 446, I think 1949. Our number is there. So
all of this work we did while we were there last year. You see the mixers there?
Yeah.
All of that work was going on when we were there in August last year. And we spent that, and we still had time to actually visit Uganda and spend a couple of days and came back because it's just right across the way. So
this work should be a little further along.
Oh, absolutely.
A little further along, and you haven't gotten. What is this we're looking at right here?
Bathroom, isn't it? No.
This is that is the bathroom.
Yeah, the bathroom.
When we were there, not the trip before, but about 2 years before, the ladies of the group raised the money. They needed $900 to build a bathroom. And because other than that, what you had to do is go into an open pit and squat.
All of us.
You know, and just hold yourself up, hands against the wall. You pull down and you squat and you do what you got to do, and you wipe and you come out. And it was a bit uncomfortable for the ladies. I mean, these ladies have gone to the bathroom behind trees with people.
I am a professional. Go to the bathroom anywhere.
Holding a scarf to guard them. I mean, we've done it all, right? So we decided to build a bathroom, not just for when we go, but to give them a proper bathroom. And they did an excellent job on building the bathroom now, because they flush and so on and so forth. Like Benji said, you know, because of sometimes the scarcity of water right next to a garbage dump, sometimes the smell is overwhelming, but it's much better to than we were when we met it.
Yeah. And I think and I'm glad it's good to have that experience. It's good to have that experience.
Yeah. Won't you join us, Mr. Edrinka?
Yeah, I don't know if I could travel that far. I want to say no. Seriously.
Tablet will put you to sleep.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that might
join
work.
us.
That might work.
Because
I was saying to myself, you know, I need to go to Africa, but when I think on a plane for that length of time, you know, I would do Benji.
Yeah, I sleep at for 2 days.
The flight is broken up into two segments the way we travel. When Peggy and Donna's father travels, they go from Atlanta straight into Dubai. That's a 13-hour flight, and then another 6-hour flight to Nairobi. We break up the flight in two. We go from New York to
England,
to London. And then from London to Nairobi. So each of those segments is about 7-8 hours. So it's not as bad as
okay.
Yeah,
because after 4 hours, I want to get off on the nearest cloud.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we can't get off. We don't want to get off. We just want to
is an experience to
yes,
go.
to have. Yes, I can imagine.
When I got back to Tortola, my China control enough food. You crazy?
Cannot show.
Yeah.
Nah, man, you got eat. What my wife give you, got eat.
Yeah, yeah.
Ain't no going in the garbage pan.
And you need to you cut down on the portions too.
Cut down on the
Yeah.
portions.
Cut down on the portions too. We just eat way too
Yeah,
much.
I stretch.
Yeah.
I stretch.
You know what? Tom Richardson, he went with us one year. He said, when I go back home,
I beat them.
I'm gonna call my children and I'm gonna beat them. And he said, I'm gonna start beating. And when they ask why, he gonna say, because I got it too good. That's what happened too good.
Yeah.
But it changes your life.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I can really imagine.
And-
yes, you come back a different, a transformed
Yes.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to support this event, brothers and sisters.
Yeah, we need
Call,
Yeah.
give the numbers on the screen: 4960118, 4960289, 4960266, and 0274. We need to hear from you. We need to call. We want to thank those persons who have donated.
Yes, thank you.
already. Thank you
Yes,
very much.
thank you.
And
Thank you.
whatever little bit you can donate, it goes a long way, as you have heard here tonight. And I know that you give to a lot of people all over the world. Now is the time to give to your people. The New Life Baptist Church and the New Life Foundation, Save the Seed Center is doing, as you have demonstrated here tonight. We've shown you pictures. Is doing tremendous work. In the territory, in the region, and in our motherland, Africa.
Can I say something in Benji's behalf? When I asked Benji to go, and I asked Benji to raise funds. Benji last year, 2013, 13?
I say it was
2012.
12.
Was our biggest fundraiser. He raised over $4,000 for the trip.
Wow.
Yes, he did.
Benji. I want to
you know,
say, go ahead, Benji.
The money is not for us. It's for the youths in Africa.
We actually give
You know?
it to them.
So I know there's a lot of people here in Tortola that have money. Please call and give.
Yes.
You know, do it for the children there, not us who here sitting down. We don't need the money, but the children in Africa needs it. They need your help.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you to please call and give.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I think we really need to make that contribution. This is really an important opportunity for us as a people to make that contribution.
I need to mention, it's so funny that he said that the money's not for us. You know, when you go shopping, you know how we are.
Right.
So we always have something. So when we have our time, we shop. That doesn't happen on these trips. You feel bad shopping. So your money that you have for little shopping to bring back this for A, B, and C,
You thought you were going to make an African shirt?
it has to. You can't do it. It's very
You
difficult
end up
to
giving
do
it
it.
away.
You
Yeah.
have
You end
to.
up giving it away.
You'll feel bad. So trust
I mean, I don't
us.
feel bad, but you end up giving it away.
Yeah. I mean, you see the need.
I
you
feel
see
bad
it.
sometimes.
Well, I mean, persons with a conscience, persons who believe in God, I mean, that to me is a natural manifestation of your spiritual condition.
Yeah.
You know.
And
Yes.
they are very spiritual people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why we didn't go there to start a church, another ministry.
No.
We went there to minister, and we minister to in a way that it will affect their lives and generations to come. You know, because if we can rescue people out of the slum, because you have to imagine a road town, a place like Wickham-Ski, let's say Wickham-Ski 2, down like admin complex, and you have to imagine an area like that with 250, 300,000 people crammed in to those areas. You have no address, so you can't call. If you go for an interview for a job, you can't give them an address. You can't say, call me at this number at that time. Now people, are having cell phones because the phones company are going there giving away cell phones. But, you had those conditions, and the best thing that we were told we can do to help the people of the slum and their poverty is to give them an education and help them to
Come
now
out.
pull
Teach them how to
themselves
fish.
up.
Yeah.
Teach them how to fish.
Teach them how to fish.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Yeah.
not just go with a handout.
Yeah.
And did you mention, Bishop, that we gave sewing machines and all that kind of stuff?
No.
Yeah, because you need to share that.
One year, when we came back,
important.
we were trying to figure out how best we can help. So we packed up a 20-foot container, and we got, and this is why this is so important, because we got the sewing machines from Kumar. Marvin Blyden donated 6
Thank you, MB.
sewing machines. Bolo gave us bikes. Island Services gave us bags with books and pencils. Dr. Vanderpool gave us pharmaceuticals like aspirins and
Thank you.
bandage and stuff like that. We packed up saws, hand saws. We packed up everything we could pack, clothes, shoes, everything we could pack in that 20-foot container. We sent it to Nairobi and for the people. So we won't do that again simply because it's too expensive shipping the 20-foot container there. So we rather either take the money or take the stuff with us.
Right.
So when we go, we tell all the people, 1 suitcase is for you.
Exactly.
So if you want to wear your jeans, wear that 1 pair of jeans for 3 days.
Because nobody's going to say you wear the same jeans.
Nobody ain't checking for that.
Okay.
And then you
Hold on.
And 1 suitcase is for the mission.
items that we're taking. A lot of educational stuff went with the last one.
I have my dad on the phone.
Okay.
I have my dad on the phone, and he's been calling, and he hasn't been able to get through. So I don't know what challenges they're having outside. Those persons answering the phone.
Good.
But Dad, hi Dad. You want to make a contribution? How much you want to make? How much you want to make? Stop listening to the TV and you just talk to me through the phone. Stop listening to the TV there. Turn the TV down. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to get through.
Okay.
And he's one of those people that give to people on the TV. Yeah.
Dollar too.
Yes, Dad. Go ahead.
You get catches.
Go ahead.
I never get my shower for money that money.
Okay. He wants to sponsor a girl child for a year.
Okay.
Okay.
And we'll bring back the pictures and everything for him.
Okay. All right. Okay, Dad. So
Picture and name.
Yeah, he'll give me the money and I'll give it to you.
Thank you,
Dad.
sir.
Thank you very much, Dad. Okay.
That's
okay,
beautiful.
Bye. All right.
So we're
He's gonna
offering-
sponsor a girl child for a year.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Good.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So he's
Thank you.
Okay, so but we need to. I know Shane is probably looking after that. We need to make sure that the phones are clear
working.
and working. We're going to let me see. I think we played. We
Third
showed.
segment,
We're going to take third segment. We showed all the. We showed
Yes.
all the
Yeah.
slides and so on. Yeah. So we're gonna take a break, and we're gonna come back with Dr. Sylvia Simmons and her 2 children, 2 adopted children from the center, and we'll talk to them a little bit about their experience and talk to her about her experience as well. Keep calling, the numbers on the screen. Keep giving as you can really imagine. You could sponsor a child, or you can give a donation to the foundation for the continuing building of the school, and what every little bit helps. So we'll be right back. Keep it locked right here to Spotlight.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, the BVI Tourist Board, and CCT Global Communications.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm here with Dr. Sylvia Simmons.
Hi, Cromwell. It's
Good,
great
yeah,
to see
good
you.
to see you too. We haven't spoken in a while,
So long.
but we go way back. We've shared many endeavors together.
Correct, yeah.
Service to the community. So it's good to see you.
Yes.
And you've done a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
You adopted 2 children to our little sisters from Nairobi.
Yep. Karen and Miriam.
Say hi. This is your camera right here.
Hi.
Say hi, everyone. This is Miriam, and this is
And
Karen.
they can say it in Swahili too for you.
Oh, yeah, okay, great. Why don't you say, wonderful. Why don't you say, hello, hello public, hello audience, good night in Swahili.
Asante sana kwa kuchukua nafsi yenu kuona JTV. Tunashukuru sana kwa tunawapongeza kwa kufanya vizuri, kupiga simu na kuchukua nafasi zenyu kufanya fundraising kwa Kenya. Wanataka usaidizi na watashukuru sana wakiona masomo inawasaidia.
I kind of feel she said more than I asked her to say. All right, can you do it in English?
Oh, thank you so much for supporting us, and we appreciate it. And thank you for your fundraisers. People in Kenya need support in terms of education, and they need some support for education and fees. Some of them can't pay fees well, and we just appreciate for your support. If you have anything, you can donate even $5, $1. If you have anything, you can call the number on the screen and just help us.
She needs to be sitting here, right? She needs to get. I just lost my job. I just lost my. I got out of work. That's great.
And Karen can say it in Lu in her native language.
In what language is that?
Lu.
Lu? Okay. You want to say something? Go ahead.
Enung'wana kuom neno kae wawinjo maber uneno wa kae kukonyo Kenya. Wazazi nitiere kucho mantie gi nyithindo madak dhi skul nikech gionge pesa. Kikonyogi ginya appreciate maber. Asante.
Say that in English.
Parents in Kenya have some children that can't go to school because they don't have money. So if you donate or help them by our fundraising, they can help the children to go to school and have good education.
Wow, that's great. That's great. That's great. How did this happen?
I went to Kenya in 2009, and then I went to Kenya in 2012. In 2009, it was an experience in of itself. It was eye-opening, it was joyful, but it's also sad. And you want to cry all the time because you see your kids back home have and the kids here don't have. So when I went in 2012, coming back from Nairobi, on the plane, it was dropping my spirit to bring 2 girls back to live with me. Now, in my mind, I said, God, you gotta be crazy. I just lost my job at AMS. It was made redundant. And it's like, I don't have the funds per se to do that. But because of my nature and because of who I serve, the God I serve, I decided, I'm going to trust him. And he picked the 2 girls. And when I picked Miriam and Karen, I didn't know they were sisters. He told me exactly which 2 to pick, and he told me how to describe them to the school. So when I told them the 2 girls, and it was easier because Bishop had Miriam up front to sing a song, and he told me the one that Bishop had up front. So that was easy. Then Gretel bought Karen a complete uniform. So he said the one that Gretel put a complete uniform on. So that was easy to select. So when I called the school and told the school which 2, they said, moms, they're sisters. And I said, that's God. So these 2 little girls here, there's a plan for them. There's a purpose for them. And so I started the process, contacting immigration here and finding what the requirements would be, also education, and then decide to do homeschooling for the first year being here. So I started the process, going through immigration in Kenya, trying to go through the embassy and try to get all the paperwork in order. Got to Kenya in January of 2013, had a difficult time because there's a lot of trafficking of children in Kenya and throughout Africa, and they were very particular about these kids leaving there without proper notification from child services. Even though the father was there at the airport sanctioning it, the mom was there saying yes, they sanctioned it. We had all the affidavits.
So their parents are still alive?
Yes, and we have affidavit, we have everything stating that they signed everything over to me, and they wanted the girls to have opportunity to go to school. Then I came back, 2 of them left at the airport, tears in the eyes, come bring them. Went back again in February, decided, okay, God, I'm going to try again. So went back. It was a visa issue this time. Now, I went the route from Kenya to Paris to St. Martin because I know they don't need visas, it could be in transit. And so when we did that, we had a problem again. So I'm here talking to the embassy at the airport, say, no, they don't need visas because St. Martin is Dutch and French, but the airport's on the Dutch side. No, you need visas. They will not allow them to go to 2 French colonies. So I said, all right, they need French visas. So she told me if I could come in the next day, she would do my favor and do it for, it takes a week. But I had to come back to teach because I teach at the college. And so I asked them there, could they go to the embassy and start the process? It took about 4 months to do it because some things didn't happen, but that's all right. And then within 4 months, I went back to get the girls. And this time again, it was not a problem. We had the visas this time. We came to St. Martin, and St. Martin was a problem. St. Martin didn't want to let us in because they said we had the wrong visas. Now, when I was in Africa, I told them we need Dutch visas because St. Martin is on the Dutch side and the French side, airport's on the Dutch side. They insist that we need visas, Dutch visas. But then she decided, you know what, you go take them through. Don't come back here through St. Martin again without the proper visa. As far as I was concerned, we almost home. And so the girls then came. After being here for a few months, I realized socialization is what they need and be around other people from the country. So I decided to try to enroll them in school. A lot of public schools are already filled up, And so I went to CEDA. A friend told me to go to CEDA. And CEDA gave me a significant discount for the girls. And I was so grateful for that because working for Family Support Network, my salary is not the best, but I love what I do because I'm able to impact the lives of the families that come through our office. And when CEDA gave the discount, it was quite a touching moment that they were able to go to CEDA, it's an international school, and they were able to stay together as sisters in the same institution. So that was fine. So they're here. Mira is in 9th grade, and Karen is in 4th grade. What is so interesting though, Cromwell, neither girl knew their date of birth until they came here. Mira celebrated her first birthday January of this year. Her first birthday. Never knew the date of birth until we start processing for them to come here. That's when they found out their date of birth. Had no idea. So Karen's looking forward to her birthday in May, and she's going to do her celebration too because they never knew when they were born. Okay. Never had any idea.
That's interesting. So tell me, what was the experience like for you in Africa?
It was really hard, but you have to learn so that we can get out of poverty because education is the only way to let us out of poverty. So we have to go to school early in the morning at 6 o'clock until 6 o'clock in the evening.
So you go to school for 12 hours a day?
Yeah. And Saturdays too.
So
and Saturdays? Go ahead.
If you come home, you need to wash your uniform. So if it's happened, you have only one uniform, you have to wash it every day so that you can be clean. Another problem is the books. People lack books to read, textbooks and exercise books. You may get like a child sharing a book in, like, we do 8 subjects: maths, English, Swahili, Insha, science, social study, and composition. So if you don't have books, so you use one book for the whole subject, and it reaches at times that it's finished and you can't write with anything. So you just have to memorize what the teacher is talking about.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you don't, when you're out the space to write, you memorize what the teacher is saying. That's interesting.
Another problem is the desk where people sit. The desk is small and you have to share it like 6 people because there are many people in the school. So you can't have enough space to write. You have to write on your lap sometimes because the desk is occupied, and that one desk you have been given one book to share and some people sitting this way. So one has to come this way to look for the book so that she or he can see. And if you don't finish the work in time, the teacher can punish you. So you have to finish it.
So you have some challenges in the school.
Yeah.
How have you been? What was your experience like?
So when we're in school and on the break times, like when you need sometimes to eat on the lunch, so we have to pay, and if some parents don't have enough money to pay, you can't eat, or you have to ask your parent to give you money. You have to, if you eat in school without paying, so your mom has a lot of school fee to pay, and so if your mom or dad doesn't pay, and we go to assembly, so they can send you home for money. So some people don't eat because they don't have enough money to pay.
So you could be in school for 12 hours and not eat anything all day?
Yeah, and sometimes if you don't take breakfast at home because our parents didn't have money, just stay there. It's like fasting.
So you eat, it's like fasting?
Yes.
No, that's an interesting concept. That's an interesting perspective, that you look at it as not being hungry, but that you're fasting. And that it's all a attitude towards whatever the situation is.
Correct.
And I think it should be an inspiration for our young people here in the Virgin Islands, that young people in other parts of the world, their perspective,
Correct.
that they approach to certain things, and how we can almost say that sometimes we are a little spoiled here.
Correct. Yeah.
That we have so much, and then the least inconvenience, we are so quick to anger.
Correct. And they appreciate the little things you give them, because I remember I went to the store and bought a cinnamon roll that was real big, almost a salsa plate, and I would come back to the village and take piece off and just feed the little kids, and they come with their hands, and they are grateful to that, a little piece, and don't let it drop on the floor, because you're not going to find it when they drop. They are so appreciative because some of them might have anything to eat for the rest of the day.
Yeah. And you really need to give that. I mean, you can see brothers and sisters watching the program, that this is really a great endeavor. It's a great thing that we are doing. That we are doing here this evening is a great thing that the New Life Baptist Church and the New Life Foundation and Save the Sea Center is doing for the territory, for the region, and for our motherland, Africa. And we really should come out and give our support. We really should call up the numbers on the screen, and $5, $10, $2, $1, any amount you can give. It goes a long way to help the children in Nairobi, that Bishop Klein and his whole contingent of missionaries.
Yes, that's how I look at it, as missionaries.
It's a whole contingent of missionaries are trying to do, not only at home, but in the Caribbean region and in Africa as well. So this is a great endeavor. It puts our country in a great light. It puts us as a people in a great light. And we are doing the work of God, and the Christian community in particular. And I know there are many Christians who give lots and lots of money to people like John Hagee, Benny Hinn, T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar, all these people. And I'm not saying not to give to them, but certainly we can give some of that money to ourselves and to each other.
Correct.
And to help these young people in Africa to really have an opportunity, as Miriam said, to pull themselves out of poverty, and the young people, the children of the BVI, needs to be appreciative and thankful for the education, and the parents for the education that we are able to provide for our children, and the importance of that education, and not to squander those opportunities that we are provided with here in the territory. And it must be a really great experience to be able to be in a situation and see
the change.
It's a transformational process.
Correct. For me it is, because my youngest is 36.
Yeah.
And so I have to start over. But it's a joy to really impact these two girls' life and make a difference in their life. So when they get older, they could do something for their community and their families back home. So it's a blessing. And it's interesting, though, if Muriel did not come here to go to school, she just finished primary school, she would have either left with getting pregnant, getting married to someone your age, Cromwell, or she would have to find a job with no skills. And so because she's here, she's able to go to school. Girls, after they reach class 4, the numbers are dropping. You'll see not that many girls in the classroom. The numbers stop. Decrease significantly.
That is sad. And well, Dr. Simmons, thank you for the great work you're doing at FSN. Thank you for the great work you've continued to do to the BVI since I've been home in the last 18 years. I know you as a servant.
Thank you. Yes, I'm a social worker.
Yeah. I know you as a servant for 18 years. I know you as a servant.
Thank you.
And you continue, and thank you for the great work you're doing. Thank you for the work you're doing and with the kids. with your own kids and with all the kids that you've come in contact with, I know for sure. And of course, these two young ladies, who are beautiful and bright young ladies, and I hope that you continue to have a great experience with us here in the BVI. We're going to take a break. Continue to call. Phone numbers on the screen. Continue to call. Continue to donate. And of course, make your pledge. You know, if you don't have the money now, you can drop it off at the New Life Foundation. You don't have to have it tonight. But make your pledge. Call and make your pledge. Pledge to give. And then you can give what you can. You can continue to give. You can continue to give it every week or every month. Actually, my dad surprised me and called up and sponsor a child for the whole year. That's part of the program as well. So there are many opportunities to contribute. You just don't have to be tonight. Tonight it'd be good if you make your pledge tonight, but you could continue to give. It's a process. It's an ongoing process. The New Life Foundation is a well-established non-for-profit organization with excellent accounting records within the BVI nonprofit organization laws, and annual reports are published. You can the accounting affairs are transparent. You know where the money is going. It's a sound organization to make a contribution to help people as a Christian community, to help people all over the world that needs help. We're going to take another break for a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we're going to talk. Bishop Klein is going to be back to help us wrap up. We have another half an hour to go. Gretchen Sproul is going to be here, and Ayana Brewster is going to be with us. We're going to show you some more. We're going to bring some more testimonies from the African missionary mission of the New Life Foundation, as well as some other slide presentations about what's happening in the foundation. Keep it locked right at the Spotlight. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Spotlight is brought to you by Tortola Concrete Limited and H. Lavity Stout Community College.
Welcome back to the Spotlight. I'm here with Bishop Klein and Gretchen Sproul and Ayana Brewster. Welcome to Spotlight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Yes. What are we looking at right now?
We are looking at a section outside of the slum. That's actually the garbage dump. But you ain't seen the dump really. Mm-hmm. It's a dump. It's something serious.
This is part of the construction.
This part of the construction. Yeah. This is one of the a mother with her son, and that's just, you know.
That's one of your missionaries there.
Yes. Mm-hmm. This is where they wash the dishes, but now that we have completed the kitchen, and this is some of the clothes that we took. We were giving out some of the clothes and shoes in that particular photo. This is a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I saw that before.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. This is
Gretchen,
Ayana.
and Ayana. What your role has been in terms of contribution to the foundation and to Save the Seed and the missionary outreach? You could go first, Gretchen.
Actually, we both were part of the
2012
group that went to Kenya in 2012. Actually, we were some of the construction workers. It took me to go to Kenya to realize how strong I was. I've never lifted so many huge stones in my life, because everything that they do is by hand. The most important part, though, were to see the children and the conditions that they live and exist in, and yet fight so hard to strive. It was amazing to see the way they would share everything. We would give them, one day I looked at somebody give one little child 3 fries in his hand. And he just sat there, 3 French fries, and he just sat there. He broke off one little piece, put in his mouth, and he just pinched off enough for everybody in the group to get.
Sounds like Jesus.
And and they weren't even children that were a part of the school, because there were so many kids around. Right where we saw the picture of the dump, that's actually right behind the school. And a part that we had not touched is that is actually where people in that very same community go to shop. They would go up and they would actually purchase stuff from the dump, bring down, and right alongside the street, they create little stores. You know, they would get a little area and they will set up everything from Milo pans and covers and rusted pieces of metal, but they all had stores. It didn't matter what the quality was as far as we were concerned. But I said, you know, we look at them and rather than feel pity, I was like, you know, they're ingenious. I mean, at least they know that they want to be business owners and go for it. It doesn't matter what it is that the product was.
That they had that indomitable spirit.
Exactly. And to see them strive in such adversity was amazing. I mean, how many of us were in the group? Like 9? And I sat there and looked at 8 of us just cry and cry and cry. And I was laughing and they couldn't understand why. And we're like,
you were just amazed.
You're seeing pity, but that's not what I'm seeing.
You're seeing genius.
Feeling all this, but and I'm looking at them and I say, well, if they can do this well in these conditions, why is it that our children claim that they have such a tough time?
You know? What has been your experience?
Well, my experience in going to Africa was an awesome experience. I always watch videos about this sort of thing, and actually going there and seeing for myself what these people just go through. Going into the slum, Kenya is one of the largest slums in the world, and entering into the slum, when you see the life these people live, it is break your heart to know that you live in a life where you just throw away stuff, and the stuff that you throwing away is what they want and what they just use to help survive, to help feed their family. Next thing is when I got there and I saw the children, these children and them, they go to school and their clothes, they have holes, their shoes have holes, the socks have holes, they're dirty. You understand? Some of them don't even have books. We taught we carried some books, some coloring books for them to color. And when we gave it to them, they don't even have the desk to color on. Because you see in the picture, it's some small little desk that they have. So they were all on the ground coloring, all on the wall, wherever they could find a place, to color. So seeing this, it break my heart to know that our children have everything and they take education as nothing.
Take it for granted.
Yeah, and for them, education is the way out. That's why you find a lot of doctors and a lot of lawyers, you know, because once they study their work and they become a doctor or a lawyer, that's like a ticket out of the slum. And it's a lot of them.
I was amazed to hear Miriam, the little girl, say that when they run out of space in their copybook, in their notebook, that they memorize the stuff. The teacher said that's amazing.
Yes.
That's amazing.
For them, it's a survival method. You know, they have to make it. You know, because it's not just what we see in the schools, but it's their entire surroundings. That's what they live in. They live in it at the school. They live in that out of the school.
This is a good part.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Because we are literally creating an oasis.
Yes.
In a desert.
In a desert, yeah.
But their surroundings.
Yeah. So there's a whole systematic approach or systems approach need to be taken to the whole area. Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that I saw Ayana did, because of course Ayana House of Hair, she walked with clips, she walked with
to make them special, to make them feel special, clips,
combs and stuff.
Shampoo.
So she was washing hair and braiding and I mean, I see her cry because she couldn't finish. Hair salon right there. And then Gretlin, you can tell them about when she saw the uniforms.
Well, it is looking at the pictures. they look well, but that's not really the true picture. Looking at that looks like the select few, but there were so many of them, and their sweaters were so tattered and torn.
Yes.
There were some that the only part of their sleeve that was left was the cuff and the shoulder. And that matters to me. Children matter to me. And so I just could not watch it. So I went and I took what money I had, and I made the driver take me down to the stores to buy uniforms for about 3 of them that it was just tearing my heart out. And
So you didn't bring like no African clothing for yourself?
no, I didn't need no clothes. Like, I'm good. They
I
needed
did.
it more than
I did.
I mean, we did. I went and we bought them. We brought back about 3 sweaters for these 3 kids. And you got back and asked them if it was okay to change their sweaters, and you looked at them and they looked really good, and all of a sudden it's as if they were sprouting. All of a sudden you see how bad everybody's uniforms were. So I went back to the store and I got more uniforms, and we came back and changed them again, and they were just more to go. I'm not getting anywhere. And then I said, okay, we got to go back. Mistakenly spent my lunch money, so for the first time in my life, I begged for lunch. First time in my life, I begged for lunch.
You couldn't even go without lunch. Miriam just told me they would just look at it as fasting. Fasting. You couldn't even do without lunch.
You know what was touching to me? To see that these children don't have anything. They don't have anything, literally. And as Donna had said before, we got up all the extra change that we had. And she called one child, and she gave that child all the change. And that child take all that money. You know, in our part of the world here, once you get that money, you know, you keep that to yourself. That's for you.
That's yours, yeah.
That child take that money, and that child went to all his friends who was around and give them something. So even if they don't have anything, they still share.
They share everything. They share everything.
That's
but
amazing.
The most important part, though, is that we need to, that's why it's mentioned the picture, where the picture looks good in comparison.
But the work is much greater.
The reality of it is that it is nowhere as good as the picture shows. They need help. They need so much help.
And let me interrupt you. And I think it needs to be said to the viewing audience that we have not collected nearly what we have not gotten nearly the amount of the pledges that we should have gotten tonight. And we need to give. You hear all the testimonies from all the people that have been on the program tonight and what the conditions are. We know what we have, and it's not a lot that we have to give. It's not a lot that we have to give. And please get on the phone, make a contribution. And if you can't make a contribution right now, you can call 494-4104, and that is the Save the Seed Center. That's a church office. That's a church office. 494-4104, and you can make a contribution all the time. You can sponsor a child, you can give to the project. All the time you need to give continuous donations to keep the foundation up and running, and to keep the money flowing into Nairobi, into the schools and into these young people, so that they could make it out of that situation, because they understand the value of education. We should be up around $1,000 by now. That is not nearly what we can give as a country. We can give much more than that. And I know tonight we sprang this on you tonight, but you need to continue to give.
You don't have to give the money tonight.
You don't have to give the money tonight. You need to continue to give. Just make a pledge. 494-4104 to the church office to continue to go and donate on a regular basis. And the numbers on the screen. We need to hear from you. Tonight we have about 5 more minutes remaining. What we need to do.
Let me say this, Cornwall. Benji just said something to me that I know probably are the sentiments of a lot of people, because they see John Klein, they see New Life, and they would say that, them people have money, John have money, and he don't give his money. Well, we give a lot. But more importantly, this is what I want to say. I grew up poor. I grew up with my father. Remember my father making $8 a day. I grew up having one pair of shoes, one pair of socks, and putting cardboard in the bottom when it comes.
Like many of us.
Like many of us. So it is not hard for me to connect with their struggle. I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. My mother and father taught me how to work hard, how to appreciate the value of money, and how to strive for the best that I could achieve. And that's what I did with what they gave me. They didn't have money to give me. They didn't have money to send me to college. I worked, sent myself to school, and then came out and kept working and kept going. So, when my mother used to send me to buy a pan of coal or beg for a pound of sugar until my father come from St. Thomas with money, we grew up poor. A lot of us grew up poor. So it is that in me, seeing as poor as we was, my mother give what she had to people when they came. And it's always in me to help somebody. For a while, the words of Dr. King in quoting a hymn, if I could help somebody as I travel along, if I can cheer somebody with a word or song, if I can show humanity where they're going wrong, then my living shall not be in vain. So this is not about John Klein. It's not about New Life. It's about some children whose lives we can change for the better if we just give the $5, $20, $100 that, that you have sitting there.
But also, I'm sorry, but also where these people in Nairobi are now, they're now is where we were in the past. So it's not as if we can't relate to where they are. Yeah. They are exactly where we were.
Outhouse.
Where yes. Having the bathrooms that were outside, we cooked. Well, I didn't cook because I couldn't get a control, so I turned construction worker. But our meals and the meals for the children are still being cooked in a little shed outside where you still have to get your three fire rocks, and you still got to go and get your wood, and the fire is still flying all over the place. But that's how it is being prepared every day. That's what a lot of us grew up knowing. If we didn't know it, our parents did, our grandparents did. We have come so far that we can afford. We have grown.
We can afford not to help.
We ought to look back and remember and be thankful and reach out to somebody else. We need to help.
Quickly, Ayana, we want to turn the clock.
Well, I'm an owner of Ayana's House Hair business. So I know a lot about the fashion industry and how fashion goes. And I know a lot of ladies out there spend hundreds of dollars on Brazilian hair and Remy hair. Just $1, just $5 a take. You to spend more than that. $5 take care of a family for a week. So please help us with this mission we on. They need you.
Yes, thank you for that.
And please, even if you don't call in tonight, bring it to the church. Give it to a member that you know, and the member will take it in for you if you don't have time. But whatever it is that you do, please contribute. Encourage the children to support. Every one of us can help. We can do better.
Yeah. We got literally out of time.
Okay.
You got some events coming up, Bishop Klein. More fundraising events coming up. We want to give those a plug quickly. If you could run down.
Quickly, we have ongoing flea markets and food sale at the market. We have the next one is...
That's at the Rota Marketplace, right?
Yes, March 29th, April 12th, 26th, down to May. We've connected with the other Baptist churches. We're going to have a grand benefit concert, but we also have other groups from the community that will coming, and everyone is asked to bring a $10 gift. We're not collecting an offering at the entrance fee or anything. We're asking you to bring a $10 gift. So we're going to have various groups from in the community. Listen out for that. some social fun events coming up. We have walkathons coming up. So when they come around with the sheets, again, don't just think, we looking for money for us. It's not about that. We have refreshments, car washes. So listen out. We'll be coming to you with the dates, and whenever you get a chance to support up until July when we leave, we want you to be a part of this great ministry.
And the donation boxes donation boxes at the New Life Baptist Church and the Energy Center to give. What we do, give a last shot of the whole team, the missionary team.
Yes.
We could bring them
in the meantime, I want to say thank you to Infinite Solutions, to CCT Board Phone, to Summit Printing, the Castro Marking, TravelWise, Lambert Beach Resort, Pussas, and all those who have helped us, and of course JTV, and you, my brother, my friend Edwinka,
yes, brother,
for hosting us, for having us tonight, to help us. We truly appreciate everything that you have given. Those of you who have given, may God continue to bless you richly. We are not TV evangelists, so we don't know how to beg good. We can't, I'm not going to get up here and tell you, give that $100 and you will see that God will bless. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying from your heart. If God laid on your heart, and if you have children at heart, then give. We're not here woozing you and bamboozling you and telling you no funny stories. This is real. And this is some of the team, all of who have been to Africa at some point and on some trip. All of them have been there on a trip.
The missionaries.
Yes.
We don't think of ourselves as missionaries.
We are. When we bus up in Kenya, we're missionaries.
Yes, and I want to also thank those of you who donated tonight as well. Thank you for those donations, and continue to give. You can go to the church and make your donations, and you can call. You can sponsor children. You can call 494-4104, 494-4104 to ask how you can contribute, what ways you can contribute. There are many ways that you can contribute. So don't just think that tonight is the end of it. There are things that needs to be done, there are things that can be done. We have the means to do, and we can be our brother's keeper and be cheerful givers. And make a difference in the lives of our brothers and sisters in other parts of the world, in the Caribbean and in Africa particularly, that need so much, and we have so much to give. Next week, the spotlight will shine on Miss Christine Bocage. She's a Senior Technical Officer for Food Security and Nutrition Surveillance, Disease Prevention and Control with the Caribbean Public Health Agency, also known as CAFA. She'll be in the territory giving technical assistance to the Ministry of Health and Social Development with food and nutrition for the strategy to prevent and control non-communicable chronic diseases. So this information, of course, is very important to your health. Don't miss it. This show will be seen again on Sunday afternoon at 2:30. So you still have an opportunity to make notes, to give, and continue to contribute all throughout the year. $200 will sponsor a family of 4 for a whole year. That's not a lot of money. Spotlight, of course, is seen every Tuesday at 8 p.m. here on JTV, and of course rebroadcast on Sunday 2:30. You can also view all the spotlights on jtvlive.net. Thank you for watching. Thanks for your words of encouragement. Continue to email me at jtvspotlight@yahoo.com. I'm Edjurenka, reminding you that when the spotlight is on, you see the facts. Peace and blessings.
Spotlight is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, the BVI Tourist Board, and CCT Global Communications.